Hi guys, Luca from Airsoft here with a hopefully quick one, should be quick, VMP-1 is jammed up. Should be fairly straightforward, I hope. First though, I think we need to get some bits off. This is a VMP which has not seen much love. It has been used, abused, etc. Unlike mine, which has just not been used. This one just has been used and abused. Some might call it well loved. I would call it used and abused. So let's start with getting it open. I fix it. You fix it. Please, you fix it. I don't want to have to fix everyone's guns, but I do because I'm nice. Well, that and they pay me. So that's going to be a bugger because of this flash hider even. For those of you who don't know, 14mm counterclockwise thread. I think I might have to print something like this myself, just because it does make it even louder and more terrifying. If you've ever heard of VMP, they are quite loud. They're not hugely accurate at range, and they do have reliability issues. But I got a little something in the post today which fixes those reliability issues, well, at least on the gas side. I got myself a HBA adapter which I'm going to be running for the first time tomorrow. I just had a little play with it. It sounds exactly the same, except that you can easily put 200 round downrange at the exact same air pressure every single shot, which quite frankly is insane. So Allen screw at the front, that allows you to lift the top up. There is a button here, but it's not actually a button. You'll see what it is in a second. If I can depress it properly. Come on. We'll just use that to depress it. Fast. There we go. And haha, there we go. So that's how you remove the upper. Once you've got the upper off, this is the recoil spring, which likes to go flying. It will come off with the upper. So now at this point, in order to get the barrel out, first we need to remove this and hisson. I'm not actually sure what the function of this is, but if you push it in, you can pull this out here. Once that's out, you can pull it out. Now, very important, this does have a correct orientation. The way I always remember it is soft bits on top. So it's got rounded edges on one side and then sharp edges on the other. Try and keep the rounded on the top, facing up. Once you've got that off, there is 2 grub screws either side of this block. One there and one there. Which are smaller, but I can't remember how much smaller. Smaller than that. They are 1.5s. So you back those out. Both sides. Once they're out, you can pull the barrel forward. Once you've got the barrel forward, you can pull the bolt forward, and it lifts up in one go, like so. Cool. Once you've done that, in this case, we're just going to set aside the rest of the frame because we don't need it. And we are going to pull the nozzle assembly off, which is caked in silicone oil because this guy uses green gas. And then we can pull the barrel and hop unit out from the outer barrel. And we can see that they have, oh my good lord. Okay, so they tried to clean a barrel here using cotton cloth of some kind. And they've properly jammed that in there. Jesus. Oh. There we go. That's out. What is that? Ah, right. They also broke a bit of a jamming rod off. So that, guys, is too much. Don't use this much. If you're struggling to push it in, you're probably using too much. The kind of strips that I make, you can see the size difference, right? Way too much. Even I'd say that's too much. Probably more like this one. Much smaller. So I'll have a look at the barrel, see if he's done any damage. I can see why he's trying to clean it, see if it'll come up on camera. Might be able to just make out how dirty that is. The answer is very. So we'll give it a very quick clean. Ooh. Come on. I had a long day of marshalling today. A lot of really good players, but it has definitely been a long day. It was only a half day, but it feels like it was a full day. And the rings, retention rings come off. I'll come back to that in a second. That is a very dirty barrel. Let's cut some more strips. I mean, he has at least listened to my advice a little bit, and he's gone out and got some of these cotton pads, but he's just made them a wee bit too big. Unlike, say, blue cloth, which will disintegrate if you put enough oil down, if you put too much of this down, you're just going to jam up your barrel like that. We'll just keep doing this until it's no longer clean, no longer dirty, which I think probably might only be one more. Yep, that's probably good enough. Let me have a look down the barrel. Yep, much better. Okay, has he had his hop dialed on all the way, or have I just done that? I think I just did that, that's fine. Cool. Clip. Clip, full clip. Where does the clip crop into? I've never actually had this clip come off before, so I'm not entirely sure. I don't see any notches anywhere for that bit, so or I might have to get my VMP as a comparison here. Oh dear, oh dear. Ah, 2 seconds. Got my VMP. So I don't recall ever seeing that clip. That's the wrong Allen key now. This should be in much nicer condition, purely because I've not really used it a huge amount. Right. This is the HBA adapter that I bought. I'll say it is kind of terrifying that I'm able to put down 200 rounds downrange with my mid caps without losing any consistency. So these VMPs are quite easy to strip down. The only reason I'm doing mine again is because I need to... Oh, it's not going to be able to because I've got that in. I'm sure someone has already said you need to remove the bag. Yes, you do. If you ever do buy one of these, by the way, guys, something to note is you do need to have a mag already because you need to put your knocker valve in, and you also need to put your feed lips and exhaust valve or exhaust port on there. This is by AirTac. If I had a GoPro, I would record some footage and be able to show you what it's like, but I don't, so I can't. There we go. Where does that clip live? How does that clip live? So it lives on the bottom with the point pointing out. Cool. Happy days. Easy peasy. Now I can put mine back together. It may look like I have maybe done this too many times, and that's why I'm so quick, but it's not the case. I've only actually taken this apart a couple of times. So, in case you didn't know, there is, show you on the other one, but there is a clip, part of the thing you need to push in here in order to get the bolt to go back. And then once that's back, you can see everything back, and I can see the word back, and then it's more back, 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 back. Screw this in, try to get this even, and don't over tighten them. So once that's in, we can then grab this, put that in there, this one, and I hate getting these back in because they are a pain in the butt. Oh, this time it decided to play nice. How about that? Cool. Excellent. That's in, that's in, that's in. Spring guide. A recoil spring. Oh, no, don't go on the floor. There we go. That goes in here. So there is a notch. So you notice that this is stepped. That notch, if it's sitting like that, and it's in, and it shouldn't move, that is correct. If it's moving, that is wrong. Grab my upper, press that in. This is the part where it likes to not quite come through the back, so I like to just give it a little bit of encouragement, like so. Why haven't you sat down and seated properly? Cool. Just what I like. Oh, no, there we go. Now it is seating properly. Fan-dabby-dozy. So I'm doing things off camera here. So I'm kind of rushing as I have to get all of my kit ready for tomorrow. I'm rather excitedly, as I say, testing out this new HPA adapter. It'll be my very first time running HPA. No, that's not strictly true. I did run someone else's MTW carbine as I had upgraded it for them and I needed to test it. So bolt back, back in, drop bolts, discharge. Happy days. Right, that can go back in my kit. Ready for tomorrow. Oh. Then we return back to this. So now I know how the clip goes on. It goes on the bottom with the point away. Happy days. So that's a clean barrel. Oh, I see. So in the inside of here, Don't know how well it'll come up, if it will. No, you won't be able to see it. There's a little notch, which that obviously must live in. Cool. So the easy way to remember then is to line it up with the feed ramp section. There we go. So much fluff. There we go. Cool. What next? Put it back together. So just like I did a second ago. Let's have a quick visual inspection to see how this looks on the side. It's oily. I probably could do some grease rather than oil. Yep, that's some grease. Trying out Jaeger's grease at the minute. I don't know what's in it, and he won't tell me because he's mean. You heard that, James, you're mean. That'll do. Don't need much. Bolt. Bolt, barrel, in. Oh, something to note is it does slot into this, but as you've just seen, you don't need to pull it out. You don't need to put the barrel in first or do this, that and the other. You can just do exactly what I've just done. So the correct orientation, yes it is. Cool, in. Push, sear forward until you can drop the bolt in. Is that go? Why aren't you going in? There we go. There you go. That comes back. That comes back. This was almost a very quick video, but now it's already 20 minutes long. These are not scary or difficult to take apart and put together, though they can be confusing the first time. As I say, there is a sear, like a retention sear that sits just on this side. So that's on the left side of the gun that you do need to push forward in order to allow the bolt to drop. Once you understand that, this becomes really easy to put together. This one. And this one. Remember, smooth side up. Okay, come on. Have I put this together wrong? No, I shouldn't have done. So why aren't you going in? Something ain't lined up there. Yeah, it's not quite lined up. This probably means I've done this up prematurely. It's fine, it happens. That gives it a little bit of flex by undoing those. Cool. Let's try that again. There we go. Now it's happy. What did I do? There it is. There is a notch on this. I tried to line up on the right. I don't know if that's correct, but that's usually what works for me. There we go. That is a cleaned barrel, cleared barrel, and realistically that's taken me about 10 minutes. I just never actually noticed that little clip before, so I had to make sure I was putting it in the correct way. This is one of the early released VMPs, so this has suffered the cracked lower. If that does happen to you, I'm fairly certain Vorsk do replace them. Don't quote me on that if you do try and get hold of one through them. But that was the last I heard of it, was that they would replace them, as it is a manufacturing defect. The later gen ones, or the later releases if you will, do not have that issue. It was just that first big batch that they did which appeared to have the issue. Maybe I should call this video speed running. You could tell that he never ever took care of this thing. Okay, quick fit form function test. Yep, that seems to work. Magazine, empty magazine. Lock back is correct. Drop bolt. Yep. Functioning as Vorsk intended. Boom, boom. Pop this back on. See if I can steal this from him tomorrow. He won't let me. I have very little faith that he will let me. Cool, there we go. That's on. Happy days. Done. Still got one more thing I need to do though today. I can't just give up there, as I also have this to put HPA tap into, though I'm not sure if it is going to fit. So this is also come from ATAC, the HPA fitting for loads of things. It's supposed to be for this particular shotgun, however, you never know, especially if I had to re-tap this. That is excellent, that works. Normally I would just replace the fill valve with this and I wouldn't bother with PTFE tape, but this has been through some things and seen some things, so I am going to give it a couple of turns of PTFE tape. Better safe than sorry. Normally I'm not a fan of PTFE tape, you can just use O-rings, but sometimes, just sometimes, you do need to use it. So I'll put this on and then hook it up to a line real quick. See if there's any leaks. If there is a leak, I'm not going to deal with it in this video, I will deal with that another time, but if there is no leaks, then happy days. Okay, that is as on as tight as I can get it. Here, HBA tank and line. I don't have much air, so we shall see what we can do. Unfortunately, I was going to top the air up today. However, we didn't have any air on site. Okay, one. Don't hear anything. Happy days. Boom. Oh. There we go. Catch you on the next one.